Hello, everyone. Today we have with us Jonathan Aufray, CEO at Growth Hackers. John, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking out your time today.
Dawood, thanks for having me today, and it's pleasure to have to speak with you.
Well, John, really excited to get started and ask you some questions about what you do. Some, getting to know some knowledge bombs from you. But before all of that, it would be great if you could introduce yourself and what you do, at your company.
All right. As you probably can hear my accent, I'm originally from France, but actually I don't live in France for more than 15 years right now. Now I'm based in Taiwan for the past 10 years. And what I do is I've created Growth Hackers, which is a digital marketing or growth hacking agency here in Taiwan 6 years ago. And we help clients from all over the world, but usually small and medium businesses mostly from the West. So what I call the West is North America, Western Europe, and Dubai. And I always include Dubai as the West because the way they do business is very westernized. It's not it's really Western Europe or US. And that's what we do. And it's been 6 years that we created Growth Hackers. And now we are a bit more than 20 team members. And we are spread out a bit all around the world, to be honest. Some people in Canada, some people in Europe, some people in Taiwan, some in the Philippines, in Dubai, in Croatia. A bit spread out.
Right. So you were already remote even like pre-COVID, so it must have been easier for you during the pandemic.
Oh yeah. For me, it didn't really change anything. It's kind of I've been working remotely for 5 or 6 years, I would say. And so the thing is, I was the first one remote, and everybody in COVID joined my crew. Everybody became remote, but I was used to it. It didn't change anything for me.
How do you ensure, because you have been working remote for 6 years, so how do you ensure that the company culture, everybody understands it? How do you ensure, that while working remote? I mean, any specific things you do to keep like everything like, in loop?
So first, I think it's really important to stay positive and to care about the people you work with, whether they are your partners, your colleagues, your team members, your clients. But you always want to know a little bit more than just work. So asking personal question is okay. You don't want to go too personal. You don't want to know too many secrets, but it's okay to if I'm stressed or if one of my team members are stressed, sometimes it might not be my fault, or it might not be the customer's fault, or even anything at Growth Hackers. It might be something personal. So it might be the stress with the children, or the stress with the COVID, for example, or lately the war, unfortunately. But it's important to really try to be open-minded and to make them feel confident to share things with you without, of course, going too deep. So I think this trust has to be built from the beginning. Usually, when I hire people at the beginning, I make that clear in the job interview. I always make it clear that it's really important for people to treat each other with respect. So not only me with them or them with me, even as a team, it's always, I don't want people to be a family because they have their family. It's not the goal, but kind of in a way, it's like a group of people helping each other. If something is going wrong, we always try to find a solution together.
Understand. You also ran a news website in Taiwan for some time,
Oh,
peanutsdaily.com.
Oh my God, yeah.
A very good domain to own. Tell us more about that experience.
Oh my God. I didn't even remember Peanuts Daily. That I created it with an Irish friend 6 or 7 years ago. And it was a hobby. It was really a hobby. We created it for 6 or 9 months. We worked on it. But the idea was in Taiwan, there's the biggest newspaper. It's called Apple Daily. And And we always thought, my Irish friend and I, we always thought the news were not good. And what we wanted we wanted to make fun of them. And so we created Peanuts Daily. As the goal of Peanuts Daily was to be a kind of Taiwanese version of The Onion. The Onion in the US, which is like, I don't know, the fake CNN or fake Fox News, or whatever you prefer. And that was the idea. It was really a hobby. We were writing maybe one article every week or something. But both, he was a designer and me, I was learning at the time. I was learning web design in WordPress. So we could both kind of having fun while improving our skills. That's how we got the idea. And honestly, it was great fun, great fun experience.
Right. You still own that domain?
No. When I created Go Cycles, I mean, I think the domain was there probably for a year after, but we didn't write. As soon as I created Go Cycles, I was way too busy with my real business that I couldn't really take care of Peanuts Daily anymore. But what I remember is when I created Go Cycles, someone from Taiwan joined Go Cycles, and he told me something, a news about Taiwan that he heard a year before or something. It was like, oh, that's fake. I was like, as I told him, I was like, that's from Peanuts Daily. He was like, oh, yeah, that's a newspaper from Taiwan. I was like, no, that's fake news. That was my news. I can't remember what it was. It was like, yeah, sometimes, The Onion, somehow people think it's true and they share it on social media. I remember a few times we wrote a few fake articles and some people thought it was true or something.
Right. You started Growth Hackers in 2015, right?
And I think so, 2015 or 16, I can't remember anymore. Especially with those 2 years of COVID, the time when flew for 2 years. So I think it was 6 years ago. So I guess it was.
Understand.
Yeah. Okay. Around that time.
Understand. Yeah, I mean 2015, 16. And at that time, did you start like only with growth hacking as a service, or because right now you have like a list of services under your belt, like on your offering. So did you just start with growth hacking initially, or like did you start with multiple services?
Okay, the idea is the idea how we created Go Cycles is before Go Cycles actually, and before in the meantime with Peanuts Daily, but that didn't really count. I was working in a Taiwanese startup who was accepted in an an incubator in Taiwan, then an accelerator in the UK. And what I was doing there was Go Cycling. It was we were user acquisition, getting downloads, getting active users and everything. And the thing is, when I was in the incubator in Taiwan and then the accelerator in the UK, what I found is I was working with a lot of other startups, and all those startups have had a lot of great tech founders. They could do a great product, a great app, whatever, but they had no idea about user acquisition, lead generation, retention, etc. So the thing is, all those other startups were coming to me for advice. And so the thing is, I was working at my startup for, I don't know, 60, 70 hours a week. And on top of it, I was like kind of part-time consultant for 10 other startups. So my weeks were a bit mental. So that's why I decided to create Go Cycles with my American co-founder at the time. And the idea was to, at the beginning, was to help Taiwanese startups. So that's how we really started, actually. So the idea, the original idea was to help Taiwanese startups with growth hacking or with lead generation, user acquisition. And that's how we started in 2015 or 16. And the thing is, we pivoted almost right away. I would say almost 3 months after we completely pivoted. Why? For two reasons. First, the Taiwanese startup ecosystem is so small that we knew everyone already. So there was not much growth potential there. And second, a lot of startups we knew were very early stage. So they want advice, but they don't have any kind of budget. So at the end, you just work pro bono. So pro bono works for a few months, but at some point I need to feed myself and my wife. So that's how we pivoted kind of. And that's why the idea now is not, that's why we created Growth Cycles, because the preliminary idea was growth hacking, but actually we kind of pivoted to growth marketing and more for small and medium businesses. And the small and medium businesses, as I was saying at the beginning of the call, in the West mostly, so Western Europe, US, and some other countries.
Right. So, like we already talked about, mentioned growth hacking so many times. It would be great if you could explain to our viewers what exactly is growth hacking. And also, is there like a particular framework that you follow?
Growth hacking, it's an interesting question, because I have my own definition, but every growth hackers you will meet have their own definition. It might be different from mine, to be honest. So I can tell you what I've heard sometimes, and I'm telling you that's not growth hacking, because I have people who, entrepreneurs or marketers or whatever, they contact us and they think they know what growth hacking is, and they tell me, you put a line of code in my app and I will get millions of users. Or you launch a website and you make some tricks and I will get millions of customers. And I was like, no, if I knew this line of code, I will use it. I will not share it, and I would just use it myself all the time, and that would be just so easy. So no, growth hacking is not a magic formula or a magic bullet that you can just apply it and it's going to be $1 billion company. That's not how it is. Growth hacking is a process. It's a process of testing and learning and testing and learning. But the thing is, it's not only digital marketing. Digital marketing is only one part of growth hacking. For me, growth hacking, it makes the link, or it links product development with marketing. When like 10 or 15 years ago, when I started my career in marketing, I remember I was working in the marketing department. It was a pretty big company, and pretty much the product department was making a product, and they was telling the marketing and sales teams to sell it, to market it, and in marketing, you get data, you get feedback from customers. And I was going back to the product department. I was telling them, actually, our customers, they want something a little bit different, a new feature or something customized or something. He says, no, that's not your job. Your job is to do marketing. Yeah, I always thought there was no link between products and marketing before. Yeah, I think growth hacking, growth marketing make that link. Kind of, you market by doing a lot of testings, you gather data, you gather feedback, and from that data and that feedback, you improve your marketing. That's one thing, but you improve your product. You will make your product a bit more user-centric. You will pivot your product one way or the other, and then you can test your product again and test your marketing again. And so I think for me, growth hacking, it's between digital marketing. It could be traditional marketing as well. It works too. Product development and data analytics, creativity, and etc. Because that's really the combination.
Right. Tell us your favorite client story.
Wow, the favorite client story. The good one or bad one?
The good one, of course.
The good one. No, the good one. I have a couple, but one of the clients I started to work with. She's French, actually. I started to work with her 6 years ago, and we still work together. So that's a good story. And she started. So what she does, it's an ed tech. So she's making videos to help parents and kids who've got like some learning difficulties, such as dyslexia and other difficulties. And she's teaching those kids how to learn faster, but also the parents how to be patient and how to adapt their teaching to their kids, because they learn, of course, in a different way. And when we started to work together, so 5 or 6 years ago, I think she was making 1 or 2 sales a month, if I remember. And now she does 30 or 40 sales a day. So the growth curve have been kind of insane. Of course, it took time. It was not a magic formula. It didn't happen overnight. But yeah, that's a nice story. We worked together since I created Growth Cycles pretty much.
Right. Also, I wanted to ask that how do you maximize website visitors into conversions? What are the best steps or strategies one should follow?
So it depends what a website calls conversions, first of all, because some websites, if it's a website about affiliate marketing where people click and then they go to buy a product on Amazon, then the goal is to have links that people want to click and to have maybe the best, coffee machine, and then each coffee machine will go to a link. So that would be for an affiliate link, an affiliate website. For let's say e-commerce websites, that's really different. What you want to do for e-commerce website is making the customer journey as easy as possible. For example, sometimes I work with e-commerce owners, and it takes me maybe 10 or 15 clicks just to buy a product. I'm like, that's impossible. You will ever make a sale. It's like I'm struggling to even find how I can even make the product. So I was like, no, it's like it should take you 2 or 3 clicks maximum to add to cart, pay, and it's done. So for e-commerce, from my experience, is making the customer journey or user journey as simple as possible. You don't want to complicate things at all. For B2B, so again, I think it's again very different, because for B2B, for B2C, you can make a sale right now. For affiliates, you can make a sale right now. For B2B, honestly, it almost never happens. You make a sale within a day. It takes weeks, if not months, or even years sometimes, but at least few months to sign a customer. So what you want is get people's attentions, get people's emails. So there's different ways. First, you want to make it very easy for people to contact you. So have like free consulting, free coaching, free 1 hour video class, whatever. They click it. So either they have a contact form, or you might exchange like a video course for the email, whatever. Or lead magnet works well. It could be an ebook. It could be, as I say, a free course or something. But don't give something for free that is too bad or too crappy. I know on our website we've got an ebook. It took us honestly months to make it. It's huge. When people download it, they tell us, "Oh yeah, that's good." It helps them. We might not sign them as customer, but they know we worked a lot on it. Sometimes I see websites they make an amazing cover of an ebook. It feels the cover is amazing. You've never seen it, but the ebook is like 3 lines. It's like 2 tips to do this. It's like, oh my God, it's like I gave you an email to give me 2 tips that I could have found on Google or something. So it's kind of like, if you give something for free, don't give your worst product for free. Give something good. Give something valuable. And if people like what you give them for free, they know what you can offer for a paid price is pretty much better.
Right. What are your thoughts on cold email outreach as a lead gen tool, mainly for B2B?
First, cold email is definitely only for B2B. For B2C, I will definitely not recommend it. For B2B, you two things. First, for B2B, for the EU, for Europe, you have to be very careful because with the GDPR policies, you have to be careful to be. In Europe, they like to make laws. In France, we like to make laws for anything. So you have to be very careful when you do a cold outreach for B2B to respect the GDPR. It's very important. For other countries, you can do it. There's no problem. It works. B2B works. Cold email. Cold email or cold outreach for B2B works, but the only way it works if you don't send thousands of emails. You need to send one or two or a few dozens, but very personalized. Like for example, if Dawood I send you an email, I Dawood buy my services. Yeah, you're junk. But if I say, hi, Dawood, I've seen that you were born in North Carolina and then you moved to Australia, you opened your business and you sold it to a UK company. I need your advice on this. Well, you're going to get this guy did some research to know who I am, so maybe I can answer him. So B2B cold outreach work, but it needs to be very, very personalized. You need to know who you're going to. Don't say dear madam, and you send to a mic. It's not going to work.
No, absolutely, I agree. So we recently were doing a test on email marketing, for an agency partner. And, like you said, exactly this is what we did. We tried, doing a testing of personalization, and we only personalized like the first 2, 3 lines. And after that, we just used like an automation and some parameters here and there to kind of make it look as personalized for that client. But the first 2, 3 lines were, 100% personalized. And we were amazed to see the results. We had like around 80% open rate and almost like around almost like 20% reply rate. So you're absolutely correct. Like personalization in B2B does definitely make a difference.
Totally agree.
What do you think about chatbots?
Chatbots. Personally, I'm not a fan, but it was very popular 2, 3 years ago. It was really huge 2, 3 years ago. I think it kind of faded away because there was, like with the AI, a lot of people thought AI was there where it's not there yet. I think chatbots as a future. If AI becomes really, really good, but I don't know. So far, I don't think that's that good yet. So far, it feels more like I don't know. It feels like an Excel form with a formula. It doesn't go that far. I think chatbots. People know when. Then right now they know when they speak to a chatbot or they speak to a real person because the chatbot is not that good yet. If entrepreneurs or marketers, they use chatbots, automated or AI chatbots, my advice will make your chatbot funny. Say, tell your chatbot to say, "Oh, hi, I'm a chatbot. I'm honest and transparent. I'm not lying," because people will say, "Oh yes, this chatbot is funny. He's not trying. He's not pretending to be to be a human. He's actually very honest with me." So that makes it almost like a touch with it. So I will say right now, make your chatbot funny or make your chatbot honest that he's a chatbot. Maybe when AI will pick up a little bit more, it might be better in the next few years. But right now, I'm not that convinced by chatbots yet.
Right. Also, when you talk about like growth hacks, I think like you said, it's not like a magic that you have. Okay, fine. Just press this button or just insert this line of code, and this will work. But like from some experiences, like working with B2B and doing some tests here and there, I also believe that like partnerships is a very good growth hack. Like especially in B2B, like find good partners where you can have shared audiences.
Alors, B2B and B2C, I would say. Actually, both. Business development partnerships it's as good for B2B or B2C. To be honest, it's as good. A growth cycle, I don't know, but it's definitely good. What you want to do, like you want in B2B, for example, if let's say you've got an e-commerce store about, I don't know, flip-flops, I don't know, anything, but you only sell flip-flops as the best one. Then you can partner up with someone who does swimsuits. Then, because if you buy a swimsuit, you might be interested in flip-flops. If you are interested in flip-flops, you might be interested. And then you will make like a package or something, or a discount. If you buy a swimsuit, you get free flip-flops. If you buy flip-flops, you get a discount for a swimsuit. And both you can use the target audience of or the community of both. So I think for B2B, if you can find a company or a partner that have the same target market, but different products, but kind of similar, that's a great way. That works for, I gave you that example for B2C, but for B2B is the same thing. For B2B as a marketing agency, for example, if I do SEO and someone else is doing, I don't know, like TikTok ads, for example, that could be good because someone who is interested in TikTok ads might be interested in SEO, and the other way around works as well.
Right. John, what is attraction marketing and how can it be used to enhance one's lead gen efforts?
So attraction marketing, I think it's at least for my knowing, it's another word for inbound marketing. So the goal is to attract, and it's not so it's to pull the audience or to pull the market, not to push it. So, for example, push marketing will be Facebook ads or TikTok ads or whatever. Pull, it's like pulling people towards you. So it's mostly through content, but content is actually cold email is not attraction marketing. Cold email is definitely outbound marketing, but content marketing is so broad. Because so content marketing could be a blog post, it could be a video shared on Instagram, it could be it could be a billboard outside. Actually, that's content marketing in a way, if it's not salesy at least. So the thing is, attraction marketing is to attract your audience with content. With content, but content that brings value. It's not me sending you an email again, buy my services. It's me sending you an email or sending you a blog post saying 5 ways to create a business today. I don't know. I don't sell you anything. I just give you information. So it's really creating valued content with a lot of value, and that's how you attract leads.
Like, talking about like content, like you said, content is so much important. And, like content marketing is actually the next big thing, you have to create a very good quality content to actually, let your content marketing work. So in your opinion, like, should content be outsourced? I mean, if yes, what is the best way to do it?
It should be outsourced. It shouldn't be outsourced. It really depends what kind of content you want to produce. Because if you want to share inside stories of your companies, or if you want to share user-generated content, it cannot really be outsourced. But some content needs to be outsourced if you want. To educate people in your industry, you might not have the skills or the skills in-house. And creating content takes a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of skills, and you might not have it. So I would recommend outsourcing some types of content that is, I would say, broadly related, industry related, niche related. Outsource it, because you will find experts outside that are more experts than you in your niche or in your industry, even if you work in this industry for many years. But if it's content about your brand story, about your personal story, about your product itself, I will keep that content in-house. You can always get some outside help or outside perspective. For example, let's say you want to create a video about your team. So of course that's in-house, but you might need a video editor that is more professional that you don't have in-house. So you might need to outsource some of the content just to make the video a little bit nicer or a little bit better. Or maybe even having a video screenwriter who can help you. But at the end of the day, that will be done in-house. So I would say it really depends. But if it's really about your brand or your product, better to do it in-house and having a little bit of help from outside. But if it's industry related or broad enough, I would say getting outside help will make it will be better and much faster, also more cost effective, because whether it's a freelancer, an agency, or an expert or an influencer, they have so much more experience in creating those kind of content. So it will be faster and cheaper for them to create it.
Right. Any particular LinkedIn growth hack that you have come across that you can share with our audience?
Yeah, it's not something I use actually, but I know it works. It's not something I use, but there's it's a pods. I know it used to work 5 years ago, maybe on Instagram. Yeah, I know it works really well on LinkedIn. So there's a tool called LEM Pod. It's like I don't know if you know LEM List. LEM List is the code email, by LEM Pod is the same company, and they have so it's like it's an Instagram, a LinkedIn pod. So for example, we are in this same pod with like 10 marketers or something, and we will all like out our content, so that our content will get more exposure. I don't use it because honestly I don't need it, but I know some people that have been using it as they got a really, really good result. So pods on LinkedIn to kind of boost your exposure, that works well.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for your time. We are short on time, but before you go, I play a quick rapid fire round in the end. So I will not let you go before that. So are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
All right. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Happy, positive, stubborn.
If a movie was made on your life, what genre would it be?
If a movie was made of my life, what gender would I be?
What genre would it be? Like, would it be a suspense? Would it be a thriller?
Like a funny movie, definitely.
Okay. Last book you have read?
Oh my God. It was The Portrait of Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray's portrait.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm definitely not a morning person. I'm a night person.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Brazil.
Okay. I mean, I want to go to Brazil. I've never been there, but I would definitely want to go there.
I play football since I'm like 5 years old. So I love football, and Brazil is the country of football.
Okay. Well, John, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Dawood, for having me. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you.